What is up? Welcome back to Fudge Muppet. My name is Scott and I've been playing Starfield non-stop since I got a review copy late August, and man, I just love it so much. There are so many cool characters you can make, both from a statistical perspective and a role-playing one, from an elite ship admiral with a large crew to a smooth-talking Ryujin operative, from a UC commando to a melee blitzer. There are so many possibilities, and we will be covering many of these archetypes in our role-playing builds hitting the channel very soon, with the gunslinger up first. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel to catch them as they drop. But despite loving the multiple playstyles I have tested over many playthroughs, I have been left heartbroken by one, and that unfortunately is an unarmed build. When I first saw Melee and Unarmed in the Starfield showcase before release earlier this year, I was a little concerned. However, when I rolled a Melee character, went to Neon and grabbed a Wakizashi, I instantly had so much fun. It felt really slick, and I was relieved to know that Melee is actually a super fun and a sensationally rewarding experience. So that was a massive sigh of relief. But then I tried Unarmed, and it ain't good, folks. I pity those who tried to make an unarmed character first run because it is terrible at the moment. Let me break it down for you. I'm going to show you how to optimize for an unarmed skill build, just so you can know that I tried real hard to make it work. It's a grind. All the gameplay footage you actually see here is me as a high-level invested unarmed character that is in the level 50s, so keep that in mind when you're watching. It's not impressive, for example, for this character to be able to kill a level 12 Ecliptic in 5 punches, considering what the alternatives are. I'll show the same runs of a base with the same character spec'd for both melee and unarmed, and you will be able to see the difference for yourself. There are 3 unarmed related skills, all of which are in the physical skill group. In the first tier there is boxing, which is the bread and butter base damage increasing factor. At rank 1 it increases unarmed attack damage by 25%, and you use 25% less oxygen when using a power attack. Now it is worth noting that your base unarmed damage is pretty abysmal, so while a 25% increase sounds like a hefty boost to damage, it really isn't. At rank 2 we have the same effects but scaled to 50%, and at rank 3 unarmed damage is increased by 75%, and while in a fight and unarmed, running consumes 30% less oxygen. And at the final rank you end with a total 100% more unarmed damage, and you have a chance to knock down opponents, which, credit where credit is due, this looks and feels really cool when it happens, but it just doesn't transfer into that much of a benefit. So let's assume that, like I did, you pick a background with boxing as a background skill. I picked bouncer, as it came with the starting skills in security, fitness, and boxing, of which the latter 2 are essential for an unarmed build. So for 3 skill points, after the challenges are complete, you can max out boxing. In total, this will require you to kill 170 enemies with unarmed, 20 to get rank 2, 50 to get to rank 3, and 100 to get to rank 4. And I have to say, this can feel like a grind. Definitely take advantage of any small aliens or heat leeches. They are really weak and they can count towards the challenge. So chances are this will actually take a while to get up, and I have found the best way to make this build work without using other weapons, which we aren't doing because this is an unarmed build, is to focus on other physical skills, investing in them as we go so that we can unlock tier 3 physical skills. The reasons we would want to do this is so that we can get to the unarmed related skills in higher tiers like martial arts in tier 3 and neurostrikes in tier 4, especially because these also take ages to level the challenges, so the sooner the better. So assuming you picked a bouncer background and can get to rank 2 unarmed easy enough, if you invest a point in wellness, which increases your health by 10, 20, 30, and 40% at respective ranks of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which will be needed, then we can access tier 2 skills at level 4. It should be easy enough from here to get another point in wellness, which is very easy to level, and fitness, and then perhaps a point in stealth if you are going that way, or if, like I did, you're going to be a running in, trying to get in there and smack them in the face kind of build, then perhaps pain tolerance or energy weapon dissipation would be helpful. They basically just buff resistances. If you have the challenges complete for wellness, fitness, or boxing though, prioritize those. So now we can get a point in martial arts. The first rank increases crit chance with unarmed or melee by 15%. We need to give unarmed every advantage available, but quick note, this also affects melee and is a very nice bonus for melee builds if you happen to be at tier 3 of physical with a melee build, which is very doable. But the other ranks of martial arts aren't as great. Rank 2 gives you a 15% chance to disarm an opponent with a melee or unarmed power attack. That's the suckier part. If this was 15% chance disarm on every attack, I'd say this is great, but especially with unarmed, the power attacks I find are very static and short range feeling. To be honest, on the whole, unarmed just isn't that comfy to use. It feels very slow, static and cagey, and to my disappointment, there are no secret unlocked animations like the new power attacks that you could unlock in Fallout New Vegas. So you won't be feeling like a martial artist despite the skill. Rank 3, I suppose, is pretty solid, reducing damage you take by 10% while unarmed or wielding a melee weapon, helping your survivability, but rank 4 doesn't seem that great. It reflects 50% damage back at melee or unarmed attackers when you block, however this really doesn't occur a lot, I feel. When fist-fighting alien creatures, it has more utility, but as for humans, the majority are gun-wielding, and that's the biggest problem of unarmed versus melee. With no easy to achieve or effective ways of increasing your damage output, you just won't take enemies out fast enough, and you'll often be frustrated as you get blown away by a hail of gunfire. But let's assume you pump up all your physical skills like I have and you get to Neuro Strikes in Tier 4. This skill at rank 1 gives your unarmed attacks a 10% chance to stun, and at rank 2 your unarmed attacks now do EM damage, which is what fills up this blue bar above their heads, and when full it knocks them out. At rank 3, the chance to stun is 20%, and then there is the final rank, which in fairness I actually never got because I rage quit trying to grind this character to be effective. But it sounds cool. After stunning an enemy, you also knock down any enemies within close range. But you'll often find that the problem isn't other enemies in close range, which you can punch into, it's the ones far away shooting you with a machine gun while you slowly punch one guy to death in front of you. And also, having spent many tiresome hours with this unarmed build, I am certain it won't be effective enough to warrant the struggle to get it. That's Unarmed's biggest problem. It is a hell of a grind. It's nowhere near as effective as melee or guns, and the payoff is just not there. I figured Unarmed might be tough at the start, but pay off big later with all the skills and such. But I was wrong. Even with the martial arts and Neurostrike skills maxed, Unarmed still has poor damage output, and the actual gameplay just is not fun. No matter the knockdowns and stuns, it just isn't fun gameplay punching into a passed out enemy slowly chipping away at their health bar. Also, unlike melee, there are no benefits related to health recovery. In the best case scenario where you manage to get all the challenges completed and all the related skills, boxing, martial arts, and Neurostrikes, and you picked the bouncer background, you're looking at a minimum level 19 to max out all of the skills related to Unarmed, and that results in a poor damage output and frustrating combat. What you are watching is pretty much the best case scenario for Unarmed. This cost a lot of skill points, a lot of grinding through uninspiring gameplay, and a lot of frustration. I really wanted to make it work, and maybe there is some super secret mega niche method of pulling off some more effective outcomes, but still it takes an enormous tank of copium to suggest that all that skill investment, challenge grinding, and whatever imaginary niche method is worth the payoff. The way I feel about it right now is that you could literally double the damage output and it still wouldn't be worth it in my opinion. To contrast, let's look at melee. For starters, we actually have a variety of weapons with different attack types and ranges, as well as different animations, which makes it far more engaging to play. It also feels like I can move better while attacking at the same time, but instead of having to get to level 19 to max the related skills for Unarmed, you simply need 4 skill points put into dueling in tier 1 of the combat skills, and then you're basically done. Of course, add in some fitness and wellness so that you are tankier and can sprint more, but seriously, that's pretty much all you need for a melee build. Then you can take those other skill points and put them into other extra skills that expand other facets of your character. Even if I wanted to get martial arts, you could just go into wellness and fitness in addition to dueling, then when they are both rank 4, go for martial arts rank 1, and you get the 15% more crit chance on melee. You don't even need the rest, though you could if you wanted to. Dueling is a far better skill than all the unarmed skills combined. Clearly. At rank 1, it makes melee weapons do 25% more damage, plus you take 10% less damage while wielding a melee weapon, offering more survivability. Then rank 2 is sick. Your melee kills make you run 20% faster for 10 seconds, so valuable for survivability and chaining kills. Rank 3 takes the damage boost to 50%, and you take 15% less damage while wielding a melee weapon. And the final rank is the ultimate cherry on top. Melee kills heal you for 10% of your health, which pairs great with wellness, which makes your health pool larger, hence that 10% is a larger number. Here is a level 10 melee build that is far better than a min-maxed level 19 unarmed build. Pick the Ronin background, which comes with dueling, stealth, and scavenging, 3 points in dueling, getting all ranks, 4 points in wellness, and 2 points in fitness, and by level 10, you have a character with a max flat melee damage from skills, plus additional sprint and power attack capacity from fitness, and also with a large health pool so that 10% of that will be restored on every melee kill with dueling rank 4. Also consider that you take 15% less damage while wielding a melee weapon as of rank 3, so at level 10, a melee character already outclasses a level 19, best case scenario, unarmed build, and the melee character can increase their damage output by getting better weapons, also which can have various legendary effects, and if you really want to just dunk on unarmed by comparison, with the Ronin background, by level 15, you could have rank 4 dueling, rank 4 wellness, rank 3 fitness, rank 1 stealth from the background, and all 4 ranks of martial arts, which give melee bonuses as well, most importantly the 15% more crit chance, and the 10% reduction to damage taken while wielding a melee weapon, which stacks on top of dueling rank 3's 15% reduction. So in short, unarmed sucks. I honestly hope they patch it or add in some item or something to make it more effective. I also considered the niche benefits of perhaps a stealth build with unarmed, but again, stealth melee would just be better for far less skill point investment. Maybe if you're playing some stealth knockout type pacifist build, then maybe you'd want to do it, but if you're going pacifist, or as pacifist as is possible in this game, then I suppose you don't even want boxing and martial arts skills because you aren't trying to kill, instead opting for only neurostrikes, which is a tier 4 skill, so it needs prior investment to get to. Look, just please do me a favor and don't invest in unarmed. It sucks. I hope this video saves you some time, and please do try a melee build. They are really fun and effective, so don't be afraid of that playstyle. Through updates and DLCs, Bethesda has the opportunity to give items or perhaps even new animations and attack patterns, like New Vegas, with extra benefits that can make unarmed worthwhile. Imagine you got to go to some space station dojo, and whichever master you train with and speak to can change your power attack and attack pattern. So imagine there is one that's like some fast Wing Chun Ip Man style animation set with certain effects versus some karate kick power attack with karate strikes, or like a real MMA set of punches with a knee strike power attack. Whatever it is, they need to do something because it just isn't effective enough or fun in my opinion. Stick to melee for the best firearm-free experience. Thanks so much for watching. Give the video a like if you think Bethesda should add in some more unarmed support in expansions, perhaps even punching weapons like brass knuckles or something, just to boost the damage. Let us know what playstyles or builds you would like to know about, and don't forget to subscribe to see our upcoming role-playing builds as they drop. My name is Scott from Fudge Muppet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back to nerd out with you again real soon.